Hi, I'm Maureen Calamia from Luminous Spaces Feng Shui.
And I'm Josh Heath. I'm the Lodge at Woodloch's Naturalist.
And we thank you so much for joining us today. If you haven't already seen our introduction video, you might want to stop this video now and go to that one, and we will provide links for all the videos. This is actually a series of 6 videos that will take us through a forest bathing experience in collaboration with the 5 elements of Eastern philosophy. So today we're going to talk about the fire element. So Josh, would you like to take us on a fire element experience?
Oh, this is my favorite element. I think, we've done this a couple of different ways. The way we've done these experiences at the lodge together, as we alluded to in the intro video, you and I have collaborated on a lot over the past, and tea sometimes is the way that we like to do this. So today we're going to use that powerful sun. We're going to use that probably the most natural fire element that we have, and we're going to allow us to turn. So we're going to do an invitation called body radar. So if you can get yourself in a position where you're going to move, I'm going to stay stationary for the video today, but typically I would turn in all 4 directions. This sometimes can be a little bit associated with the compass too. So if you can imagine that compass, the 4 directions, we're going to use that circle. We're going to use the sun, and we're going to work together. So I like to close my eyes when I do these things. I think it helps with the other senses, unlock as many as we can. So I'm going to take a deep breath in, and we'll start right face up. Imagine that there's a circle around us, and we're going to take these quarterly turns. So we're going to allow that sun to come in on our faces. Most of us usually start facing the sun. We kind of like that feeling on our face, on that soft skin. We're just going to let that kind of feel that as it comes down your body, down into your chest, and down to your hips, and eventually into your feet, and maybe on to the ground below you, that warmth. I notice when I change this activity, whether it's on gravel or grass, sometimes you can feel that radiant heat and warmth. So we're just going to take a couple breaths in, allowing that sun. What do you notice? What do you feel? Then we're going to take a turn. I don't care if you go left or right. Just take a turn about 90 degrees. You now feel that on the side of your face, and your shoulder, your hip, your foot. These are probably now a narrower part of your body, side angle. Do things feel different? Do you notice things differently as your body has changed to the way the angle of the sun relates with you? Go ahead and take another turn. So now probably your back's to the sun, the back of your head, back of your shoulders, your legs, your feet. Does the warmth change from a front view to a back view? Do you notice things differently? Go ahead and turn again. This time the other side of your body, that side profile should be facing the sun. Starting with your head, shoulder, your arms, maybe your hip, feet, and that other foot. What do you notice? What do you feel? These are big things in forest bathing. Noticing and feeling. Because this isn't my walk, it's yours. I'm not the therapist, the forest is. So what you notice and what you take away is what's supposed to be in that moment. Let's finish our turn. Now we should be back very close to where we started. Take a deep breath in. When you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. Did things change? Did the sun dip in and out of the clouds or the treetops as you turned? What did you notice? Those are, as I said, those are big things that you're going to pull from side to side. And like I alluded to in the intro video, we always end each of these experiences with a share. And what did what did you notice or what did you feel would be this kind of invitation this time? Do you want me to start? I'll start. You started last time, so I'll start this time. For me,
Sure.
what was kind of fun is I had it at the beginning and I could feel it moving in and out. And then halfway through the turn, I could feel the clouds come by and it noticeably got cooler here. And I'm like, okay, I lost the sun. I can't see. My eyes are closed. It's gone. And then when I open my eyes, sure enough, like it's cloudy. There's a little bit of light clouds drifting by and it's much darker. But the green, there's like 17, I swear to God, different shades of green where I am right now. And it's kind of a cool experience. And then the other thing that didn't have a whole lot to do with the sun, but birds. There were so many bird sounds while I was doing that. I was trying to follow them, be like, are they moving with the clouds? Like, what's going on with these noises? Because there was all kinds of bird sounds, a lot of different ones today.
Wow, that is similar to my experience as far as the birds go, because when we did our first video, there was just little birds in the distance, and now when we were turning around, all of a sudden there were so many more birds, and it's really it just hit me as you were talking that birds and actually all of life is part of the fire element in Eastern philosophy. So it's all of living beings, although living beings are more than just blood, but let's not get into that.
That's a whole nother video
That's
series.
a whole nother workshop,
Yeah.
right? The topic, but yeah, and because we do have overcast today, but I did notice that I felt warmer focusing on the sun, and that's a really cool experience.
I mean, I think it's a wild phenomenon, isn't it? That you can realize that and feel that, even though there's a little bit of a power of that sensory connection is so powerful and so real. And I think that's what gives this practice the validity. And like you alluded to in our first video, the introduction one, I didn't know much about the 5 elements until we started to have conversations at the lodge. And the more we talked about it, and the more that I learned about it, when I read your book, I was like, nah, this is an exact line. And I think that's what has made these collaborations almost seamless, is that they really do fit. There's so much natural fit here that it's not a stretch to align them at all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so, talking about the fire element today, the fire element is connected with, as I said, wildlife and of course the sun, but of course man-made fire, like we have our fire pits down at the lily pad, our little bonfires that we can enjoy. But the energy of fire is the most yang of all of the 5 elements, and which yang means kind of masculine and action oriented and vitality. It's just a beautiful element that exudes warmth, right? So it's the physical warmth, but also the emotional warmth. It is representing our heart chakra and our compassion and understanding with others. So it's that warmth that we exude from our bodies when we are living in the fire element. And fire loves connection with others. So just imagine back in primitive times, people would sit around the fire. That was the time to collect together, to really create community. And of course, fire illuminates and it brings clarity to our lives. It is represented by, it represents the summertime and the fullness of the day, like noontime during the day. And because all these elements are in the natural world and we are part of the natural world, we also assimilate and we are made up of all of these elements. And, you know, there is a lot in Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture, that talks about how the elements show up in our bodies in a physical way. But on a mental, emotional, and spiritual way, the fire element is also uh, about community, about passion and understanding. It is about having a passion for life and a heartfelt connection with others and being that bright light for others, kind of a beacon for other people. So it is a wonderful way for us to all connect to the energy of the five elements. So I want to, if you're interested in learning more about the five elements, please watch the rest of our videos and there'll be links below. But also, if you'd like to check out my website at luminous-spaces.com, I have a true nature quiz so you can determine which is your primary element of those five elements.
And if you want to learn more about forest bathing or what we do at the lodge, you can go to our website, the lodge at Woodloch. All our activities are posted there as well. So if Maureen's going to be our guest speaker, that'll be up there as well. So you can always look to see when she's at the lodge and come to visit us in person.
Great. So thank you everybody for joining us, and please watch our next video on the next element.
Thank you.